So we'll start in a supported fish pose. And there's a couple of different variations of this. We are going to be moving the arms around, so I'll recommend going horizontal as opposed to vertical, which is a way to do it. But because we'll be doing specific things with the arms, I'll suggest a little shell for the shoulder blades, but if you wanted to go higher, you could. And then the block for the head could go really any amount that feels good to you. So you'll set that up, and you'll come lie down, and oh yeah. And this is meant to feel good. So if it doesn't feel good, you'll wave at me and I'll come look. And you might take a little wiggle just so that the shoulder blades tuck under you a little bit. Yeah, great. You can have the legs bent or straight, and you can change that at any point. And we'll just take a moment here to do nothing. Nothing at all. Doesn't that sound good? Yeah. How often do we give ourselves permission for that? So as you do settle in here, see if you can relax around the neck, the throat, the jaw, and your face. As you take a few breaths, see if you can create just an easy breath. Just easy in, easy out. Notice where you feel breath, where you feel movement in your body. And then when you're ready to add in some arm movements here, just let the arms come away from the floor and start to move around in any way that feels interesting. Yeah, I call this the sea monster arms. So as the arms are moving around, just pay attention to how your shoulder blades are moving. And also you might feel a little bit of a stretch across the chest, the front of the armpits, anywhere along there. Yeah. And then let's pause and take the arms just right out in front of your chest, and we'll bend the elbows and hold onto the elbows with your hands. And let the elbows go a little bit to the right and the chest go a little bit to the left. You're not going far here, it's just a bit. You go too far, you'll fall off. And then go the other way. So the elbows go a little left, the chest goes a little right. Yeah. And then let's come back to center and let the arms just very gently travel across, back and forth. And the chest might make a little counter move, or it might be still, just kind of whatever works for you. Yeah, and then let's pause here with the arms right in the center and start to go back in the direction of your head. But don't go so far back that the arms go beyond your ears, yeah? And if they're in front of the ears, that's fine. If you're okay to stretch the legs out in front of you, do that and reach forward through your heels, yeah, as the elbows draw back. And see if you can just expand yourself upward and downward here in this position. Yeah. And then let the legs relax, bring the arms in front of your chest, and let's swap so you have the other forearm on top. And for many of us, it feels kind of funny doing the second side. And this time, let's make some small circles with the arms just in front of the chest. Here too, you'll likely feel the shoulder blades moving around on the back. Let's go the other way with the circles. Awesome, and then we'll pause and resume the previous position. So take the forearms back in the direction of your head, the elbows back, And if the legs are long on the floor, reach the heels forward and go in opposition here. Yeah, so that elbows and the feet reaching away from each other. Great. And we're trying to reach back rather than down. Okay, and then let's let the arms come again in front of the chest. Just let them go. Take the hands to the floor with the palms facing up. And then if you have the space for this, you'll make kind of like a snow angel arm position, out and up and then down. And it's fine if it's not exactly like that. If you need to bend the elbows a little bit, that's okay. If the arms don't go all the way back, that's okay. And then if you find an interesting spot where you would like to linger or make a smaller movement, that's an option too. So, yeah. Snow angels in July. All right, and then from here, friends, let's do one more thing on the blocks. Take the arms again, just right out in front of the chest. And then think of reaching the fingertips towards the ceiling and the shoulder blades a little apart. And then let the whole arm bone draw down towards the floor, and the shoulder blades will kind of come in a little bit. So do this again, reaching the arms away from you, and then back down. And as you do this, notice for many of us, the shoulders want to hunch up and bunch the neck. See if you can keep the neck long and relaxed as the arms are moving in this way. Great. And then we'll pause next time you're in the down position. Slight little bend in the elbows. And very slowly start to move the arms apart, but only go so far that you can still see your fingertips in your peripheral vision. If you need to give them a little wiggle, you can. Yeah. And then let's come up again and do that one more time. So the tiny little bend in the elbows, the arms separate, and we keep sight of the fingers in the peripheral vision. Great, and then we'll resume coming back to center. Let's take last round of our sea monster arms here. Any version of that is fine. Or if you want to instead take the time just to rest again, that's fine too. Great. All right, friends. Now from here, we'll come to lay flat on your back without the blocks. So just press yourself up enough to get rid of the blocks. You can roll to the side or press through the center, and you'll come to lie down on your back. And I'm not going to join you for that, but I'll tell you what to do. Yeah, once you're lying down flat, just see if you can sense the shoulder blades on your back and how they fit in. And then very, very gently let your head roll from side to side, just like you're saying no, little head turn. Yeah. And then we'll let the head rest. Let's take the arms out to the side, either shoulder height or a little bit lower than that, and breathe in. As we exhale, we'll hover the arms just barely up off the floor. As you hover the arms, drop the front ribs down. And then on the inhale, you'll set them back down again. Let's do that a few more times. So nice slow exhale, slow lift, and it's not a high lift. And inhale, we bring them back down. So as you're doing this, think about the front ribs dropping down and also the front of the shoulders dropping down every time the arms go up. Yeah, good. Let's pause here the next time the arms are in that little hover position. And then reach the legs long on the floor, flex through the feet, breathe in. And as you exhale, don't really do it, but pretend your legs are really, really heavy and you're trying to lift the legs up off the floor. Good. And then on the inhale, let the legs relax, set the arms down. Let's do that 2 more times. So the exhale, the arms lift and the legs pretend to lift. They don't really go anywhere. And inhale them down. Last one. Yeah, and I'm hoping when you do this, you feel the low belly engage a bit. All right, and then let's relax the arms, relax the legs. You want to take another little head turn, you can. And then we're about to come off of the back here. It might feel good to just curl the knees in, curl in like a little ball. It might feel good to move from side to side or take a little circle. Anything like that is fine. Great. And then when you're ready, we will come into a seated position, and you can do a little rock and roll to get there, or just get there. If you need to sit on something, of course, you can take that. Any seated position is fine. Yeah. And then once you arrive here, let's have the hands somewhere on the legs. Let the back round and the head bow down. And then on the inhale, the chest will pull forward and the lift. Just like cat-cow. So exhale, you round and bow in. And inhale, we pull forward, little lift. Gorgeous. Just take that a few more times. Go at your own pace. And feel free here if you want to exaggerate the movement and go really big, you can. If you want to keep it kind of little, you can. Yeah. Great. And the next time we pass through center, let's stay. Use the inhale to lift the arms up overhead, and the exhale to go to the right for a side bend. Inhale, we come back to center, and then exhale to the left, second side. Yeah, take that a few more times. So inhale to middle, and then we side bend. And don't worry if your pace is a little different from the person next to you or from mine. Great. So we're going to change your pattern a little bit. Next time we inhale, we come up through the center. And then as we exhale, turn the chest right. Let the arms separate and come down. And then on the inhale, arms come back up, we face forward. Exhale, side two. And we rise. So take that a few more times and see if you can take the whole amount of exhale to go down and the whole amount of inhale to come back up. Great. All right, friends, we'll change our pattern one more time. So the inhale brings us up. Let's use the exhale to just kind of curl in. And then as we inhale again, open up to your left and let it be kind of a gradual opening. Yeah. And then exhale, we curl in. Inhale, we open up to the right, just a gradual opening. Yeah, do that one more time on each side. Gorgeous. Nice job. And then let's do one more curl in, and this time just open up through the center. Great, we'll release the arms. Undo the legs, stretch the legs out, and just create any kind of movement here. Feet, ankles, toes, thighs, jiggle. Yeah, good. All right, friends, so we'll turn over all fours position. If you need padding for the knees, you can use a blanket there. And maybe we won't use them yet, but later on we might want the blocks, so you can have them just kind of accessible towards the front of the mat. Yeah. All right. And then from here, as we settle into our all fours position, let's just start to move the spine. And that could be anything at all. Anything at all. I'm taking kind of a circle. You could join me with that, or do some side bends or cat-cows, or make up something new. Sometimes things just get a little stuck and we need to move around. And then from here, friends, let's let the movement settle in the all fours position. Let everything shift a bit to the right, just a little bit, and then a little bit forward, to the left, and then back. So we're making a circle, and keep going this direction. The circle is more or less parallel to the floor here. And if anybody wanted to make a larger movement, you might need to walk the hands a little further out. Feel free to do that. Yeah, and then let's change direction. So go the other direction. You can go big or small. Great. Let's Let the movement settle down here. We'll head into child's pose, and feel free to take the knees wider if you need that. And we'll have the elbows on the floor, forearms on the floor. Yeah. For a second, turn the palms to face up and give the fingers a little curl in and out. You can bend at the wrist here, just after being on the hands. That might feel good. And then we'll reset, palms face the floor. On the inhale, try to drag the arms back without going anywhere. The hips will lift a little and then the elbows lift a little. So this is the inhale. And then on the exhale, we'll come back down again. So the inhale, we find this little pull. We come forward and then a bit up. And the exhale, we back it off, going again to child's pose. So take that a couple more times. And I'm hoping every time you find the little pull, there's some engagement around the shoulder blades and the upper back. Yeah. Good. And then the next time we pull, let's continue until we rise up to our all fours. If the knees went wide, you can reset. From here, let the rib cage go over to the right, so we're in a little side bend. And then we'll round the back up to cat pose, go over to the left, and then down to cow. So we're making another kind of circle here. And just continue that a couple times. And see if you can let the movement mostly be in the upper back, shoulders. You might find the head is coming along. And then very gradually, can you push the movement down a little lower so it's more middle back region? Yep. And then keep going until it's down, lower back of the pelvis. Still making those circles. And just know what direction you're going. Let's let the movement settle down here. And then we go the other direction. Let's start low in the pelvis as we make the circles. And of course, everything will move, but just see if you can keep your awareness down low for the moment. And then gradually let it start to move up a little higher, more to the middle back. Yeah. And then eventually to the upper back, the shoulders. Maybe the head wants to move more. And if it doesn't, that's okay. Great. All right, guys, let's pause here. Go to child's pose again, this time with the toes tucked under if that's possible. Yeah, let's also go on to the fingertips on the hands, so the wrists lift, little spider fingers. Give the mat a little scrunch with the fingers. Good. And then if tolerable here, put the hands back down and walk the hands closer to the knees. Some of you will stay there, some of you will come sit on the heels. If it's not gonna work, don't worry about it, just stay forward. If you're up with the toes tucked under and you want more, you can lean a little bit back. All right, now don't be shy. If your toes are gonna snap, you come out early. We don't want that to happen. All right, let's come out, everybody. Undo the toes, just give them a little shake, a little tappity-tap. Yeah. And then from here, stretch the right leg back, toes tuck under, and just give yourself a little motion, a little forward back. Yeah, and then we'll switch second side. And then we'll come back to side one, but without the movement. Stay here, turn the heel to the floor, and take the right arm forward. So we're in a little bit of a side bend, but not too much. So the right fingers are going towards the front of the room. Yeah, great. And then on an inhale, lift the right arm towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, take it back and down again, hand to the floor. Change sides. Left leg reaches back, left arm comes forward. Let's just pause here for a second. Feel the length on the left side body. And then on the next inhale, the arm comes up. Exhale down to the floor again. Let's do that one more time. This is more continuous. So inhale forward and up. Exhale back and down. Side two. All right, once the hand comes to the floor and the knee comes down, let's lift the knees off the floor, keeping them bent at first. Try to press the mat forward with the hands so the hips go back and up. And then very slowly re-lengthen your legs. And in this position, it might feel nice to pedal. You can bend and straighten the knees. can shift the hips, you can rotate through the spine, anything you like. And then let's do this here. Take your feet wide or bend the knees and curl the arms back to the legs. And just prop up for a second with the forearms right on the thighs. You're in this squat-like shape. Stay here and shift your weight between the right side and the left side. And let the spine start to make kind of like a figure eight. Not really a figure eight, it's like a wave. Yeah. And then we'll let the movement pause. Let's press your weight more into the heels here. Use the inhale to come up, arms lift, legs lengthen. And then on the exhale, the arms come down. Slight little bend in the knees. We'll stay in this kind of big wide position and be like we did the seaweed arms. Now it's the sea monster arms. Now it's the whole body. Good. Kind of like you're moving through water. Exactly. And then let's let the movement settle. I'm going to face the side here. Bend the knees and take the backs of the wrists towards each other. The upper back will round. And as we inhale, turn the palms up. Take the arms wide, lift the chest. Exhale, we kind of bow in. Inhale, we open. So take that a few more times. See if you can let the movement travel through the entire spine, as well as the shoulder blades. Yes. Good. All right, now I think we're at the back of the mat. If you're not, you can get there. Next time you inhale, let's take the arms out to the side and also up. And as we exhale, come through the center, forward fold. Halfway lift, move the chest forward. And as we come down, let's come down, walk the hands forward, and we'll take plank with the knees down. So the knees a little further back than the hips. And if that's too much, just slide the knees a little further forward. Now in your position here, let's shift your weight between the hands, right hand, left hand, and let that seaweed, that kind of side to side action go into the spine. Yeah, all right. And then from here, friends, we'll come on to the belly. All the way down you come. I'm going to take a different position here, but I'll do the same arms as you guys. So you'll put the elbows on the floor, forearms to the floor. Let the chest just drop for a second. And then as we inhale, try to drag the arms back, broaden the collarbones, lengthen to lift. On the exhale, we come back down. So it's a Sphinx pose. Do that a few more times. Inhale, we pull back through the arms, lengthen to lift. And exhale, we lower. Couple more times. I'm hoping you're feeling a little work around the upper back, shoulder blade region. Good, good, good. Next time we come down, we'll stay. Stack the hands, rest the forehead, and just give the pelvis a little wobble from side to side. Exactly. Yeah. All right. And then from here, friends, let's reset so we can head back into downward facing dog. Take your time to get there. Yeah. And then once you're in the position, let's press the left heel downward and bend the right knee. Stay like that and just very, very gently shift the pelvis side to side a few times to get into the left half. That's it. And then we pause, changing sides. So we bend the right knee, left knee, right heel towards the floor and shift back and forth. Yes. Good, good, good. And then we'll reset. You can either bring the feet to the hands or the hands to the feet. Standing forward fold, weight in the heels. Use the inhale to come up and the exhale to set the arms down. Yeah. All right, friends. So from here, let's stand with the feet just a bit wider than you normally stand. Maybe about shoulders width is fine. And make sure you and your neighbors have room. Slight little bend in the knees, and then we'll take the right arm and just do a diagonal sweep up. You can lift the right heel, look up towards the fingers. And then we come back down, changing sides. The left arm does a little sweep, we lift up. Yes, and then go again, one more on the right side, but this time go down towards the left foot. And then change. Great. And then we return to center here. Let's just kind of wiggle it out. And then redo your stance so the feet are right underneath you. Take the hands like this. It's like a ballet first position. And then use your back to open up the arms, keeping the fingers in your peripheral. Yeah. And then we come back in. Let's do this with the breath. So the inhale takes the arms open. And the exhale, we close. Yes. As the arms open, see if you can tone through the abdomen as well as engage through the back. Let's do last one. Good. And release that. Take the arms down, just shake them out. And then slight little bend in the knees here. Let the ribs go over to the right and then up. And then over to the left and up. And it's fine if there will be a weight shift on your feet. You might lift the heel one at a time and or lift the whole foot one at a time. Yeah. Great. And then we'll do one more here. And all of these little things we'll be doing in warriors in a second. So let this one settle. Let's take the arms out and up. And then take almost prayer, but not quite. So the hands are maybe like an inch apart. Yep. Slide the left one down and the right one down and the left one up. And then press and take a little side bend. You guys will mirror me. I get rights and lefts mixed up. Come back to center, and then we change. Yeah. Come back to center. Let's do one more on each side. Good. All right. And then release that to shake out the hands. Let's head to the front of the mat here, and here's where you might want blocks. We'll be doing a few different lunge variations. So you can stand however is comfortable. Feet can touch, you can have a little space or a lot of space. I'm just taking up a lot more space these days. Inhale, we're up. Exhale, let's bend the knees, hands to prayer, come into a chair position. Press into your heels. Inhale to come up. Exhale to come back down. Yeah, nice, good breaths here. A few more times. Great, this will be our last one. So we'll come up. We'll meet in the down position. Reset your hands to shins. Halfway lift, chest comes forward. Lower yourself down here. Let's step the right leg back into lunge. We'll keep the knee off the floor. Blocks if you need them. And then in this position, without going anywhere, try to draw the pelvis back, the chest forward, and without moving your hands, try to pull them towards the back of the mat so that you feel the shoulder blades kind of turn on back there, and then back off. Do that a few times. So this little spinal axial extension, chest forward, pelvis back, and back off. One more time here. Let's stay in the long position. We'll turn the back heel down to the floor and then bring yourself up into warrior two pose. Now, first, let's go just kind of classic with it, yeah? Okay. And then we'll straighten the front leg. Take the arms into that ballet first position. So little bend in the elbows. The hands are just right out in front of the navel. Yeah. As we inhale, we'll bend the front knee, open the arms. And as we exhale, we'll come back to where we were. Yeah, do that 2 more times. Inhale to grow open. Exhale to close. Inhale to go open. Let's stay with the knee bent. Exhale, the arms lengthen and try to press the arms down without going anywhere. Yeah, great. And then let's stay here. Become a little lazier. You can soften the back knee, soften the elbows a little. And then let's just kind of reach forward with the front arm. And then we'll reach back with the back arm. And the spine will come along. Yes, so we've got that little seaweed spine again. Exactly. Exactly. Oh. All right. And then from here, let's come back to our classic warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Let's take that sort of prayer hand so they don't touch. Slide, let's see, the back one. That'll be the right one down, the left one up. Press the right hand forward, the left arm back, so it's kind of a side bend to the back. That's it. And then we bend the front knee, change the arms, and now it's like side angle pose. Yeah, so come back to center. Left arm lifts and goes back, left leg goes straight. And then we bend, right arm comes overhead. Yeah, and if you're doing opposite right and left, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, it's more about the movement than the exact choreography. Hopefully I can get it straight on the second side. Good. All right, guys. This will be our last one. As you enter into that side angle, let's come all the way down, hands back to the floor or the blocks. Let the back knee lower here. And then as we inhale, we'll move the chest forward, little lift at the top. And on the exhale, we'll bring the hips back, go straighter in the front leg. So do that a few times more. Inhale, forward, little lift. And exhale, we take it back. Yeah, go at your own pace here. See if you can let it be just as much about the spine as it is about the legs or anything else. Good. All right, friends. Next time we come forward, let's stay. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee and thigh. If you are on the blocks, we'll move them. We're going into plank pose. Option to have the knees down. I'm going to take that version myself. Everybody, can you broaden the collarbones? Can you lift a little through the lower abdomen? And then take the weight shift, little side to side. Exactly, so you get into that seaweed spine. And it's a lot of work for the belly, for the abdomen, isn't it? Yeah, let the movement settle. We'll meet on the belly. Take your time to get there. All the way down we come. And then once you're there on the belly, pick up your legs one at a time. Scooch back and down so you have a little extra room at the front of the hips. Exactly. And then from your position, let's take the arms back alongside you. Lift the front of the shoulders away from the floor so the shoulder blades pull onto your back. And on the next inhale, lift the arms, the chest, the legs. Balasana. Exhale, we take it back down. Yes, do that a few more. So inhale, the shoulder blades are on the back as we come up. Exhale, we lower. A few more times, friends. Yeah, think about how long you can go rather than about how high. Awesome, this will be our last round. Next time you come up, just rearrange your hands so you can press back into downward facing dog pose. And then from your downward facing dog, let's meet at the front of the mat, feet forward. Bend the knees when you get there. Hands I'll suggest onto the shins. And as we inhale, move the chest forward, lengthen the legs. Exhale, we'll bend the knees and come back down. Yeah, so that same little spinal undulation, that forward back we've got going here. Good. So this will be our last one. Next time we come down, let's set up lunge on side two. Left leg comes back, blocks if you need them. And then from here, on the inhale, try to pull the arms back, pull the chest forward. And on the exhale, just back off. Yes, we don't go anywhere. It's just a little effort here through the shoulder blades and upper back. Good. Awesome. Let's pause next time we're in that long spine position. We'll send the back heel down to the floor. Take your time to come up here to warrior two. I'm going to have my back to you. At first we go classic, warrior two pose. And then let's lengthen the front leg. Take the ballet first position, so elbows a little bent, hands right in front of the navel. As we inhale, re-bend the front knee, separate the arms, but keep a slight bend in the elbows. Exhale, we come back in. A few more of those. Inhale, we open. And exhale, we come back in. Let's take last one. And sorry, one more. Next time in the open position, let's pause there and go more classic. So palms face down, try to press the floor down. And then we'll go a little softer. You can bend the back knee a little, soften the arms. Let's take a little reach forward and then a little reach back. Yeah, like you're moving through water here. Our seaweed warrior two. Nice. Great. And then we'll do the tricky one next. So let's pause back to classic warrior two. Straighten the front leg, lift the arms overhead, almost prayer, but not quite. And then we'll bend the elbows, take the hands in front of the chest. Press the left hand forward, the right arm up and back. We take a little side bend to the back. And then we'll bend the front knee, change the arms. So the right arm pushes back, left arm forward overhead. Yeah, let's come up and then back down. Now for this one, I like to inhale on the way up and exhale down. but you breathe in a way that makes sense to you. Good. And then this will be our last one. As we come into the side angle, let's come all the way back down. Hands land, back heel turns up, back knee lowers down. Inhale, we move the chest forward, little lift. Exhale, we draw back. Yeah, take that a few more times at your pace. Let it be as much about the spine as it is about the legs. Great. All right, everybody. Let's do last one here. We'll meet in the forward position. Lift the back knee off the floor. If you're on the blocks, we'll move them. Once again, we'll go to plank pose. Any version, knees up or down. Broaden the collarbones, lift through the belly, and we'll take our little side to side. Just because, why not? Yeah. And then you guys will head down to the belly. I'm going to stay on my knees here for this one. And keep the hands as you would in the cobra position. So the hands will actually slide back to about the lower ribs. Elbows are off the floor. And then as we inhale, don't move the hands, but try to drag them towards the back of the mat as we broaden the collarbones and we lengthen to lift. And maybe the elbows go a little straighter. Exhale, we come back down. Yeah, do that a few times. Yeah, good. Exactly. So this little pull back with the arms is important. So that way we feel the upper back working. Gorgeous. And then the next time you press up, let's transition into downward facing dog pose. Just take your time to get there. We'll get you off the hands in a second. Yeah. And then from here, you can either bring feet forward or hands back, whichever you prefer. Forward fold. Bend the knees, weight in the heels. Use the inhale to rise. Let's take hands through the center here. And then we'll release the arms. Soften the knees a little bit, and let's just take that hula hoop asana, hip circles. Yep. And let there be a nice weight shift going on in the feet. And let the shoulders kind of move in a counter to the hips. Great. Go the other direction. Yeah. All right. And then we'll pause here. This is just a little wrist stretch, so it's kind of funny. Take the arms forward and then turn the thumbs to face down. Cross right over left and interlace the fingers. Then we'll bend the elbows and swivel the hands through. Yeah. Relax the shoulders and try to pull the elbows apart, which might give you a little stretch through the backs of the wrists. Yeah. And then the fun part is reversing to go the other way. So let's take the arms out. Wiggle whatever pinky is on top just to feel it. Undo, recross. Wiggle the other pinky that should now be on top. Did you see me? Yeah, can't be too hard. It's all over. Relax the shoulders and try to pull the elbows apart a little bit. Okay, so let's undo, just move around a little through the hands. We'll actually repeat that same sequence again, yeah? So we'll add on a little to the end, but the beginning of it will be the same. So let's set up blocks if you need them. Front of the mat, however wide you want to go in your stance is fine. Let's bend the knees, take the hands to prayer, hips draw back into our Utkatasana. Press into the heels. Inhale, we grow tall. Exhale, we bend and descend. Go again. Inhale to grow long. And exhale, we're down. This will be our last one. Inhaling up. And then down. Hands to shins, halfway lengthen. Lower it down, step the right leg back. This time we won't do quite as many, so don't move the hands. Try to pull them back, pull the chest forward, lengthen, lengthen. Heel comes back down, and then up we come into our warrior two. Yeah. Great. Let's take the arms in front of you. Just keep the front knee bent, ballet first position. Use the musculature in the back to slowly open the arms. That's it. And then let them go all the way open. We'll turn the palms down and try to press the floor down with your hands. You got it, yogis. We'll soften the back knee a little, soften the elbows a little, and then we'll do our seaweed spine warrior two. Yeah. Good, good, good. Just go easy with it. I could swear Chris knows what we're doing. He always puts on the right song when we do this one. All right, guys, let's pause. Straighten the legs, lift the arms overhead, and then take that almost prayer position. Let's take, you know what, just go for it. One arm goes back, one arm goes forward, kind of side angle, and then we come up and reverse. Yeah, pretend the air is really thick as you're pressing the hands into the air. I give up with rights and lefts on this one. You got it. Yeah, you're doing it. You're doing it. Good. Next time the right arm comes overhead, let's come all the way down. Hands to the floor, back heel turns up. Back knee to the floor. Let's take a few of these like we did last time. Inhale forward and up. Exhale back. Yeah, and again, inhale forward and up. Exhale back. Yeah, let's stay in the forward position. Now, I forgot to warn you here, we'll stay on the knee for a little bit. If you need padding for the back knee, go ahead and get that for yourself. And then let's come up here in the torso. So we're in this variation of the pose. Take the hands in front of you, and then we'll do a little kind of push-pull, which will create a little undulation through the upper part of the spine. Yeah. Great. And then we'll pause. Let's take the arms out and up. Use the left hand to grasp the right forearm. Up we come and then over for a little side bend to the left, Yeah. And then we'll come up, change sides, up and over to the right. This one's a little awkward. You might not go quite as far. Yeah. And then we come back to center. Inhale to separate the hands. Exhale to turn the chest left and let the arms move apart and down. Inhale, we face the front, arms come back up. And now exhale, we turn the chest right, arms come out and down. And again, you might go just smaller on this side. But one more time each way. Yeah. Good. All right, next time arms are up, we'll take them back down. Walk the left foot wider and bring the arms to the inside of any height of blocks or no blocks. And then we'll take a circle here, just kind of moving around. Yeah. And then let's go the other way. Great. Alrighty, friends, we'll pause here. Walk the left foot in again. We'll lift the back knee off the floor, move the blocks, and then plank to the belly. Plank to the belly. Yeah. This time, once you're on the belly, just rest for a second. Yeah, you can scooch the legs back and down like we did before. I'm gonna lay on the side. Yeah, if it feels good to take a little hip wiggle, you can do that. Just a little wobble from side to side. If anybody wants to do a quad stretch, I'll just simple here. You can bend a knee, grab a foot. Yeah. And then if you did that, you can do the other side. Good. And then if you did that, let it go and take one more just little wobble here. Let the pelvis wiggle a little bit. And then as you're ready, we'll transition downward facing dog. Take your time to move through that. And then down dog to standing forward fold. Let's meet at the front of the mat. Just one time, a half lift as a transition. Chest moves forward. And then we'll lower down. The left leg will step back, lunge pose. Take a second to find the length. So don't move the arms, but pull them back as the chest moves forward. You got it. Back heel to the floor. Up we come, classic warrior two. That's it. We'll keep the front knee bent for this one. We'll find our ballet first position, and then very slowly use the back to open up the arms. Go ahead. Once you get there, let them go all the way straight. Palms turn down and press down. Great. And then be a little softer in the whole position. We come a little forward and a little bit back. Our seaweed spine here, warrior two. And it's fine if the knees, they can bend and straighten as they want to. Oh, yeah. And then we'll pause back to warrior two. Arms come up overhead. And then let's slide left arm down, right arm comes up and back. How we can straighten the front leg. And then rebend the front knee. Change the arms. And do this a few more times. Yeah. Good. Next time the left arm comes overhead, let's come all the way back down, hands release, back heel turns up, back knee comes down. Take just a few of these, the back and forth. That's it. Do feel free to pad the knee if you need. We'll be here for a bit. Yeah. And then let's pause in the forward position. Bring the torso upright, hands in front of you, and then we take that little push-pull. Yeah, movement here through the upper part of the spine. You got it. And then we'll pause. Take the arms out and up. Use right hand to grasp the left forearm. Up we come, and then little side bend to the right. And then remember when we go to the left, it's a bit awkward with balance, so just take it small. We come up, tiny bit to the left. Yeah. Good. Let's come up, separate the hands. Inhale. As we exhale, the chest turns to the right, the arms come apart and down. Inhale to center, we face forward. Exhale to the left. Yes, and back to center. Take this one more round on each direction. Next time, arms are up and we're facing forward. Let's release, hands down. Walk the right foot wider, arms to the inside, and then take a little circle around. Good. Yeah, and then go the other way. Good. And then we'll pause. Readjust, walk the right foot in, tuck the back toes under, lift. And then from here, we're heading into downward dog. So take your time to transition. Within the down dog, any additional movement, stillness, if you'd rather take child's pose, if that's better for the moment, do that instead. Yeah. Great. And then let's everybody take child's pose. You can go as wide as you like from the knees. And if going all the way back doesn't work, just keep the hips high in the air. Yeah. Take a second here. Let the forehead rest, either on the floor, on your arms, or on a block. And if it feels good to roll the head from side to side, you can. Yeah. And then let the head settle. Take the arms forward. They might already be there, and a little bit over to the right for a side bend within the child's pose. It's okay to come off the mat. Great. And then we'll walk arms over to the left. And then let's come back up to center here. And we'll come to sit. So you can rearrange your shape. I'll suggest Sukhasana, cross-legged position with the right leg in front. Blanket if you need for under the pelvis. Yeah. Okay. And then once you're in position, we'll be kind of specific here. Use your hands to roll the inner thigh down and pull the buttocks flush back on one side and then on the other side. Yeah. And then just wiggle a little, find even, or as even as you can be on the two. Take the thumbs here into the hip crease. Press down to lift up. And then press back to hinge forward. Yeah. You can stay just like this. You can take the arms out ahead of you. You can take a block either for the hands or some of you under the forehead. And then if it feels good to take a little, that seaweed spine again, feel free. So even though we're sitting down, even though we're in a forward fold, if possible here, tiny bit, press outward through your heels. Little activity in the feet. Yeah. You might feel that up into the hips. And then let's start to come back to center here. That's it. And we'll change the legs. So we'll put the left one in front. And if you feel like you need to do this again, you can. Yeah, find that little wobble and be as even as you can on the two sides. Thumbs will slide up into the hip creases. Press down to lift up. And then at first here, press back to hinge forward. And then once you've done that, if you want to do something else with the arms, great. If you want to keep them there, great. If you want to add in a little bit of movement, that's good too. Just see if just the littlest amount you can press outward through your heels. Connection between the heels and the hips. Great. And then start to bring yourself back up to center again. Yeah, we'll stretch the legs out long. And just give them a little shake, little wiggle, little jiggle. Let's take the feet and just go a few circles. Other way. So we'll take a variation on bridge pose. Let's come down onto your back. Once you're in the position, I don't want you to move your head, so just watch for a second. So we'll be here with the block under the pelvis. Look at my shoulders. I'm going to pull the mat so the shoulders tuck under. And then you can keep this arm position or take this one. And then we'll just hover the hips a little bit up and down off the block. And then later take the legs up. Yeah? So if you get confused, don't look around. Just come down for a second and have a look and then come back in. The block is right under the pelvis. Once you're there, grab a hold of the mat and try to pull apart. And at the same time, tuck the shoulders under. And you're more on the back of the arm on the tricep here. Yeah, you can stay holding the mat if you like that. Or you can do the robot arms or really anything. From here, just press a bit into the heels and let the pelvis hover a bit off the block. But don't go too high. Yeah. And then you'll come back down. And let's go again. So the heels press down, the pelvis lifts just a little bit. And then back down. And last one here. If you want to go higher, great. If you want to keep it little, that's fine. Keep the backs of the arms pressing down into the mat. Good. And then lower the hips back down to the block. If you're taking the inversion here, let the legs come up off the floor, and then we'll reach up, and you choose either reach up through the heels or reach up through the balls of the feet, whichever feels more useful for you. Keep an active leg position. And let's still keep that active arm position, so the backs of the arms press into the floor like we were doing the bridge pose. Great. And then from here, let's let the feet relax. Rebend the knees and let one foot come down before the other. Doesn't matter which. Untuck the shoulders, lift the hips and slide the block out. Lower the pelvis back down to the floor. Yeah. And then from here, your choice. I'm going to take some windshield wipers. That might feel good. You might take a twist. That might feel good. Maybe just take a big stretch. Yeah, so whatever helps you feel more complete before Shavasana, which will be our next official pose. Yeah. And then friends, as you're ready to come into Shavasana, go ahead and make your way there. Do feel free to arrange your props in any way that would feel good for you. Yeah, you just get to lay down. I'm gonna turn off some of these lights actually. It's a little bit bright over here. Yeah, now as you settle into your final pose of the day, of the class, see if you can relax through the abdomen, relax through the chest, the neck, the throat, the jaw. Can you let go of any holding around the eyes and in between the eyebrows, the forehead? Relax your scalp and a little place that's right behind your ears. Allow the whole body to breathe every time you breathe. Start to take in a little deeper of a breath. If it feels good, you can let your head turn from side to side. If it feels good, if you have the space, maybe you stretch the arms, the legs, take anything at all. And eventually here, you can bend your knees. Roll over onto one side. Press up into a comfortable seat. No rush to get there. We'll find hands right at heart center. The light in me honors the light in all of you. Namaste. Namaste.